Okay, guys, I welcome you once again to S.K.M Media 7. There's this news circulating on the social media that I want us to talk about. It's like the Western world do not have respect for Africa, especially when it comes to Ghana, our culture and our tradition. Because in the year 1874, that this British came to Africa, Ghana, to fight our ancestors, and they stole our precious gold and some of the important things that chiefs use. Now it's time for them to bring these things back, and what they are saying that they want to have an agreement deal with Ghana, especially with the chief of Kumasi, the Utumfo, that before they bring those things, they are not going to bring it permanently, but what they will do is they will give it to Ghana as a loan for Ghana to take it for 3 years. And when the 3 years is due, they will renew that agreement again. So my question is, it's like a thief is stealing something from your house, and when you know that this is the person who stole the thing from my house, and you reported the case to the police, and the thief has been arrested, and the thief is telling you that before he can bring this item back, and this item is not going to be brought back, but what he will do is he will give it to you as a loan that you have to pay some amount of money. When the time is due, you will renew that. And do you think these things sound correct? So I don't know what you also think about this thing. This is Africa, this is Ghana. What are our leaders and other Africa leaders saying about this? Is it something that they always do behind the door, that the British are taking advantage of that? Bring your thoughts under the comment section, what you also think about this. And let's talk about this thing for them to bring our precious gold and important things that our chiefs use back.
Now, it's been more than a century since these treasures were looted by British soldiers from Ghana. Many of them hold huge cultural and spiritual significance. Now, in a landmark agreement, the Victoria and Albert and British museums are returning them on loan to the Ashanti King. Our culture editor Katie Razzle has this exclusive report.
People look at it in colonial terms. Looting of items, precious items belonging to people, are things that they don't easily forget.
Gold from the royal court of the Ashanti Kingdom, which was once one of Africa's most powerful states. These objects and many more were looted by British troops in the Ashanti capital Kumasi in 1874 during the Third Anglo-Ashanti War. Now they're going back to Ghana for the first time in 150 years, to Kumasi's Mencha Palace Museum. In a landmark loan, 17 V&A items are returning, including a peace pipe used by Ashanti kings, the Asante, and heavy cast gold badges worn by courtiers tasked with cleansing the king's soul. The agreement is not with the Ghanaian government, but with Otumfo Osei Tutu II, the current Asante, who once worked for Brent Council, monarch for a people whose history is steeped in gold and wealth. The deal's chief negotiator is Ivor Ajimandia.
There's so much interest in these items. These were objects that were created by the royal artisans for all sorts of ceremonial reasons. At least these objects will be home after 150 years.
The British Museum is also loaning 15 gold items, including a sword of state looted by British troops during the Anglo-Ashanti War of 1895-6. British law bans some national institutions, including the British Museum and the V&A, from permanently returning objects.
In giving a piece back, you're also giving back a missing piece of history.
Nana Ofriata Ayim is a special advisor to Ghana's culture minister. She welcomes the loan deals with the Ashanti King. The Ghanaian government could not have agreed to the terms.
The metaphor is, someone comes into your home and steals something from your house, keeps it in their house, and then, X amount of years later comes and says, I'm going to lend you your thing back. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Those objects with origins in war, in looting, in military campaigns, we have a responsibility for the country's origins to think about how we can share those more fairly today. And it doesn't seem to me that all of our museums will fall down if we build up these kind of partnerships and exchanges.
Have you felt ashamed that these items are here?
I don't feel ashamed they're here. I feel they're part of a history of British Ghanaian interaction, some of which is around war, some of which is around slavery, some of which is an incredible creative Ghanaian diaspora in the UK today.
Of these artifacts, you cannot loan to the owner what you stole, and these laws that bar British museums and the Victoria and Albert Museum from doing the right thing, it just tells you that the laws in this country are here to serve only one demographic. Okay. Hello, John. How are you?
I'm well. Now tell me, so the idea, a 3-year loan of these Ghanaian royal treasures, is this a model, a useful model for future deals to you?
Most definitely not. This isn't progressive. It's absolutely regressive. Look, it also demonstrates the height of colonial mentality that the British government in 2024, we have laws in place that allows the British government to bar these museums from giving back goods and artifacts that were stolen. Ghana is the owner of these artifacts. You cannot loan to the owner what you stole. And these laws that bar British museums and the Victoria and Albert Museum from doing the right thing, it just tells you that the laws in this country are here to serve only one demographic, okay? I mean, just think this through. The purpose of the law when it comes to theft is to punish the perpetrator and put the victim in the position they would have been in had their goods not been stolen. But these laws are doing the very opposite. It is what I call the idiocity of white supremacy. It is colonial mentality at the highest level.
Okay, let me just put this to you then. I can hear the passion in your voice. You obviously feel this very, very deeply. What about the idea of a practical compromise here that actually serves everyone's interests? We're talking about a deal. You know, of course, that you show that under British law, it's not possible to hand these artifacts over permanently, to leave the country permanently. So a loan would allow these artifacts to appear back in your country where they originated and stay there for years, as well as, I don't know, smoothing over a problem and paving the way to better relations in the future.
What utter nonsense. And I say that with every respect. I think, John, you're trying to play devil's advocate here. So this is why I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, all right? And I'm British Nigerian, not British Ghanaian. But on behalf of my Ghanaian brothers and sisters, absolute nonsense. Compromise in the best interest of whom exactly? This is solely in the best interest of Britain, not in the best interest of Ghana. How, you know what? If somebody wants to tell us that this would be a compromise, then let's do this. Why don't we take the Britain's crown jewels, take it to Ghana? We simply take it. It's not even a loan. And then as and when we choose to, in the best interest of everyone, we will loan it to you for 3 years and get it back. How about that? How is that a compromise? And when you say that the laws in this country make it impossible, again, this is utter nonsense. Laws can be changed. The laws were put in place to maintain that idiocity of white supremacy because of that colonial mentality. The laws should be changed and the artifacts should be returned to their origin, their owners. Because, you know, I've heard some people who are clearly intellectually challenged, who come up with the premise of, well, if we give it back to the owners, well, quite frankly, it means that these artifacts will lose value and they won't be able to take care of them, which again is another utterly nonsensical statement to make. If Africans, Asians had not created these priceless artifacts, put value on them and preserved them, Britain would not have found them to steal them in the first place. So who is best placed to protect these artifacts? And the true meaning of this artifact, it most definitely is not the thief, i.e. Britain, it's the owner, Ghana.